Okay, we got the black pieces for today's video. Also, what is this flag? That looks so cool. Azerbaijan, oh my god. What an F1 track that is, by the way. They play d4. Let's go for this King's Indian game. Okay, they play, I presume, knight c3 now? Okay, no. I don't know why they've played that immediately, because they've sort of blocked their dark squared bishop in, which is a bit questionable, but that's okay. What do I want to play? I guess d6 and c5 makes a lot of sense. If you push, I guess I go here. I don't know, I'm trying to learn the King's Indian defense, because it just feels like an opening I can sort of play against anything. So if I learn as many of the lines as possible, then great. But obviously, as you guys can see, it's probably not going overly well. I feel like I immediately want to challenge this centre, because currently white is controlling so many important squares. So we're going to go ahead and do that. But I imagine they're not going to take. They're going to make me take, and then still have a pawn on d5. Did they seriously just bring their knight back to play knight d2? I mean, this guy's either cheating or that's just a bad move. Now you take. Obviously, if you took with a queen, well, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. So I'm going to play here. Am I going to play here right away? Maybe I'll just develop my knight first, then go here and here, putting as much pressure on this pawn as possible. That's my plan anyway. Let's go here. I feel like this trade is okay. I still keep my pawns connected. Maybe you push. Don't know how I feel about that. Yep, okay, you do push. Okay, well. So this is where the fun begins, huh? Let's play rook to e8, preparing this knight move. But I'm also looking at like takes, taking back the queen because you don't want to damage your pawn structure. Okay. This feels fine now. And then like takes and takes, and then I'm not blundering anything, so it seems okay. Yeah, let's go for this knight trade. When you take and take, you need to be careful of this looming bishop threat. And if you don't take my knight, well then I have overwhelming pressure on your knight on f3 with my knight and bishop, so you kind of do have to take. And this is quite a looming threat. Castling would solve that issue for now. Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. I'm going to take. You're going to play here, obviously, because if you go here, you lose your bishop. You lose your rook still. So rook g1 will be played, I believe. This is a disgusting outpost for the knight, but I reckon we could go here and sack our rook. That would be my plan, I think. Okay. This is getting very interesting now. It's getting very interesting. So I'm thinking about just going here. And you might be like, what the hell? They're just going to take your rook. Well, after this and this, I kind of lose a rook anyway. I guess I could go rook here. But then you kind of go here. Yeah, not a fan. I'm not a fan. So I'm just going to take here with check. I've probably just missed something like catastrophic, but what can you do? It is what it is. You know? It just is what it is. Let's take the rook. Currently plus 2 points of material. I'm about to sneeze. Oh, bless me. And I feel like we're letting this pawn get like dangerously close. We're in like danger zone here. I'm not a fan. I'm not a big fan. I hope they play queen f3. So basically what you do is you play queen f3 targeting this rook, completely forgetting that I have a silent assassin just sat behind you, ready to just absolutely maul you from behind. Pause. That is an insane sentence. We're going to pretend I didn't say that. But yeah, this pawn on d6, really quite the thorn in my side. I'm not a happy bunny with it. Okay. Well, now I'm thinking of bishop here and making this trade with check. Feels like a no-brainer, right? Because it's a check, and I'd be opening up my dark squared bishop onto your dark squared bishop. So if you make these trades, sir, well, you're very brave. It feels like that's brave territory to be going into. And I would respect it a lot. I also have like a6 just immediately like kicking your knight away, which looks pretty great. So I'm going to take. If you go here, well, I'm going to go here now, and if you go here, I'll just take with check and win the knight, even if you block the check. So you sort of got to go back here. Okay, well that's just nonsensical, because I give the check and I win the knight wherever you put the knight. Just don't resign this game though, man. You know what I'm sick of? I'm sick of people resigning at my elo. Like, we're so bad at chess. Why are you resigning? Okay, they block this check with the bishop. That's kind of insane. Like, what? Like, I can just take that because your knight is, you know, still trapped. And if you just take this, then I'd go here with check. And if you took, well, I'd actually have this check winning your rook. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and take, and I'm kind of, you know, I'm very okay with you taking my rook, I think. Because I'm about to rain, like, check hell on you. So yeah, take the rook. Maybe that was a bit nonsensical, but I'm assuming they take my pawn as well. Yeah, that was maybe a risky assumption, because they probably didn't have to do that. I could go here, but I kind of like the idea of bringing another attacker somehow. Let's go here, because if we go here, then they can go here, and after takes and takes, the position is not overly clear. So this check looks a lot better for me. And after we've taken the rook, there's no threat of back rank mate. There wasn't anyway, because bishop could block, but we always have king g7 now. Is there anything better? Like this double check, check and check. And then all these squares are blocked. It just doesn't seem better than taking the rook, does it? It just doesn't seem better. So let's go ahead and just take. And we're controlling a lot of squares around the king now. So like we have all these squares. And like we technically have these ones as well, just through the knight. But yeah, you need to be careful of like this now, because we'd be blocking a lot of squares from your king. Okay, they give a check, so let's go here now. There's no more checks, because you can't go here, because obviously you would be dead. So yeah, what does my opponent play here? Okay, well that's just a really silly move though, because I can play here, or I can play here. And either way, I'm giving a check on your king, so I'm winning your queen. So let's just go here, ready to take your queen. Oh, you can block, but that doesn't matter because I have a bishop and queen on this diagonal. So that's absolutely fine. I wonder if that means we couldn't have gone... Hang on, they've resigned, whatever. If we were to play here, then they could go here. Like if I went here, yeah, they'd have queen d4 check. And after takes and takes, and then what would I play? I don't even know what I'd play. It wants king h6 to just go chase these pawns down and promote. But I would have likely have played like this or something. Like knight b5 or maybe knight, I don't know, knight b1. Because then I'm winning a pawn. I don't know. Let's jump straight into a game review anyway. I don't know why I'm waffling on. We need to sort of get this reviewed, see what was popping. Okay, we did have one miss. We played relatively well, though. It was only sort of one miss, and that was it. So, yeah, very standard King's Indian opening. This is just good. What did it want instead of castling? It wanted me to play d5. There are so many lines that want me to play d5 right away, and I never see it. I need to learn to play d5, like, immediately. This is a blunder. What? What? Oh. What? How can I take this? What? And then wants... What? What? Oh, because then I'm winning the rook. Why is that, like, really broken my head so badly? Okay, that makes sense. I could just take. That's a bit annoying that I missed that, but that's okay. We then pick up a pawn. So yeah, we were winning pretty much the whole game. This is an inaccuracy. It just wants rook d5. Of course it does. Completely missed that you can't go there anymore. And I'm also then threatening this, which is very scary. That makes a lot of sense. I took and took. It is what it is. It wants, what does it want here? Bishop c6. Just hitting the knight, I guess. I don't really know. Takes, a6. You jumping here was just ridiculous. It wants rook d8. It just wants rook d8. What a gangster move. What a gangster move. So much pressure on this pawn then. But we just take. They then take. Okay, what would happen if they went, say, here? Oh, I've got mate in 4. That's disgusting. Knight e4, king c2, queen d2 check, king goes to b3, knight c5. Oh my god, d4. That's disgusting, isn't it? That is absolutely disgusting. So take the pawn, check, win the rook, check, go here. This loses a queen, obviously. And in this position they resigned. So all in all, a pretty good game. I am a little bit annoyed that we missed just taking this pawn. Obviously, like this line of takes, because that would feel like pretty game breaking after like 12 moves. So like game would have been pretty much over. But that's okay. We pick up another win in our climb for Grandmaster. I'm joking. We're obviously not going for that. But guys, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button. Subscribe if you are new. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.